With such a broad range of experience with these local co-op games, what makes a good co-op game? What do you look for?
What we do is we categorize co-op games in three categories. The first category is like the second player is an assist character. So those are games where, you might have a small role as the second player, but you're not in equal position. And usually you're invincible or something and you just float around behind scenes. And then the second category we call like the battle co-op beat 'em ups. You're doing Hyrule Warriors. You're on a mission together, side by side. You have the same general skills. You might have unique skills to each player, but you're on a mission. One of you can die or like get out of the game for a bit. You jump back in. The other person can keep going without you. And then the third category is like actual cooperation. So there's puzzles that require both of you to stand on switches or, swing across. Like It Takes Two. What are other big cooperative games?
A Way Out, basically the games that team made. I think all three of those types of co-op can be done effectively.
Yeah.
Even an assist, like I think, like Bowser's Fury, I think is a terrible one.
Yeah, that one was one that we tried. Me and Catherine tried, and it was like we tried it in a few minutes, and we were like, "This is it's awful. It's like almost unplayably bad."
I played that second player, and it was just we beat the whole thing, and I was like, "Oh my god, yes, we worked so." And I was like, "This is a game for our kids to play with us."
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, Randy and I have talked about how like certain co-op games are like you said, they seem geared towards like a kid playing with you so they can't mess you up, or throw the controller to a little brother who's being a pest. And I was curious because you mentioned Bowser's Fury. I was curious what you guys thought about Odyssey's co-op mode because I actually just started a playthrough of that with my girlfriend.
We haven't played it together. She hasn't played
together.
it, but I played through the whole game co-op with my brother when it came out, and I actually really enjoyed it. I thought that would have been my example, like an assist co-op mode that's actually good, I think. Where
I agree.
Capy is like actually a very important part. He can fight the enemies, he can collect things, he can be used as like a spring to bounce up. Like he's very involved in the whole experience, and he can't die, but so it's still not equal, but I think it's still a much more enjoyable assist mode than Bowser's Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then there's also like the most like retro games. That's kind of like the side-by-side co-op where you have the same goal, but you're not necessarily working together. You can come up with your own strategies, but it's not like required to move forward. But then there's the ones like It Takes Two where you have to work together, and that's like the best experience if it's built from the ground up to be a co-op game.
All three of those categories can be good. I think preferences are different for everyone. For me, there are times I do love like Hyrule Warrior Battle, whatever it's called. So when you are doing that battle side by side in that game or the cooperative games, but I definitely prefer cooperative, real co-op experience. Each person is required to be there, especially for me because even though I've gamed a lot my whole life, I'm still sometimes. Depends on the game, but I'm not as good as Zach, and so I hate it when he's like way ahead of me, or you know what I mean? So if we have to do stuff together, I'm like, yeah, I have a strong role here too. I love that experience. We have to, I'm required to be here too. I feel like really part of it. So those are my favorite, but I think everyone has different preferences for their category.